Hello there, and welcome. And I want to ask you another question. As a father and as raising father, as a raising fathers, as a...
I know exactly who I am. I want to go to Broadway and sing.
Hello there, and welcome to Pink Milk, your Star Wars podcast for us superfans.
And those of us who are forced to listen to them.
Today is someday, and someday we're being gay in 1990 all the way up into 2020.
Ooh, hey.
Are you ready, Thomas?
I'm ready.
It's time to drink up.
Drink up.
Hello there, Pop.
Hello there.
How are you?
I am well. How are you?
I'm well. You know, you look so incredibly hot in that red scarf, babe.
Thank you. You gave it to me.
I did. I'm living my Dincobb fantasy in real life.
Because, in Arizona, I need a scarf
Oh, well, Cobb Vanth needs one on Tatooine.
when it's 70 degrees outside.
I know. Sorry, everyone on the East Coast. I'm wearing shorts right now.
Sorry.
Hashtag not sorry.
If it makes you feel any better, it's cold in the mornings. Sometimes we put the heat on.
And by mornings, we mean, I don't know, anytime
For 2 hours.
Before 8. Oh, hello there, and welcome to Pink Milk. If this is your first time with us, hello.
Hello.
If this is your second or third time with us, welcome back.
Welcome back.
I'm your host, Bryan. With me, as always, is my better half and your better host, Thomas.
Hello.
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 There we go. Thank you. Thank you, baby. It's just not the same without the other two.
Well,
It's your
you're
catchphrase.
welcome. Is it? I don't know that I need that to be my catchphrase.
It's in the contract.
Yeah, the contract. Which should be coming up for renegotiation soon.
Nope. The ring
that's
says
tungsten.
no. Pop, we have
No,
one
what?
more week of having a 7-year-old, and then someone's going to be 8 on Valentine's Day.
Thank God. I mean, I think it's great. Our baby's growing up.
He is. He's
Yep.
like matured in this last couple weeks. I'm sure we have some parents that listen. So if you're a parent, you all know what happens. Like, it's just like all of a sudden your child goes upstairs to bed and then they come downstairs the next morning being older all of a sudden. It happens a few times and it's very
I
weird.
swear they grow at night.
Like,
They get longer.
I don't know what happens.
Their facial features get
Yeah,
more
literally
people-like.
overnight. Mm-hmm. It's weird. It's weird. We have a son who's in the middle of going through the change. And
Change?
puberty. Actually, I shouldn't say he is not ashamed to go, yeah, I'm going through puberty. I'm I'm like, oh, God, thank God we're not in the 90s anymore when I was going through it. And it's like, shame. We just talk about it all the time. But anyways, a birthday
Well, I
coming
had
up.
2 sisters. We never talked about it at all. So at least you got to talk about it.
That's definitely true. I didn't have any sisters, so I don't know. It was all much easier, I guess, maybe. I don't know. Did that sound bad? Easier?
No.
I don't know. Okay.
Didn't sound bad at all. It may have been easier.
I think probably.
My sisters were easy.
Your sisters are fantastic.
Yeah,
I love your
they're
sisters.
pretty great.
So, honestly, I have to tell you, Pop, thank you to all the new listeners. Like, we have hit another, big bump in listenership. And I'm
you,
very
new
appreciative.
listeners.
We've had new people popping up into the Steam rooms on Friday. So, if you're listening to this and you're new, every Friday at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, we have our live stream. It's called Pink Milk After Dark, and the Steam Queens sit in the Steam Room, a.k.a. the chat room, but that is less fun. It's the Steam Room. Towels are always optional, as our friend Alex likes to say, and come in there and hang out, because honestly, Pop, you popped in for a minute on Friday, right? into the steam room.
I did.
Do you wear a towel when you're in there?
Nope, I don't wear anything at all.
You're welcome, everyone. But honestly, like, I have to tell you, our Steam Queens are like the greatest of all Star Wars fans. If you feel as though your Star Wars Twitter experience is not great, start following the people that follow Pink Milk. Or head to a Steam room and ask for everyone's ats, because honestly, they are fantastic. Or you know what we could do? We should have people, if you're listening to this and you're on Twitter and you're a Steam Queen, you should say, like, I'm a Steam Queen, and those listening can look for those hashtags. Hey, we'll see. Maybe one of you will do it. I don't know, but I think it could be a good idea.
Hashtag I'm a Steam Queen.
Yeah.
I like
and then that could be the people that follow on Twitter, because they're great. I think, you know what? I'm going to take a little note of that.
Maybe we could get shirts made. Hashtag I'm a Steam Queen.
Oh my God. I love it. Or towels are optional. Even though I need to come up with something for the listeners. I always say pink milk drinkers, the people that listen to the podcast that aren't in the steam room, because I don't know what else to call them other than Steam Queens. Can you still be a Steam Queen and just listen to the podcast?
No.
We're not cool enough to have more than one kind of follower.
Well, what is
Maybe everyone's
Lady Gaga calls everybody monsters?
Yeah, I think pink milk drinkers are just the Steam Queens.
There you go.
Because I would like to think you're a little spicy even if you just listen to the podcast.
Fair enough.
Right. Let's do it. You know, I have to tell you, I got a DM the other day from your boyfriend, Jason. And I have to read this to you.
Poor guy.
Oh, no. He's a Steam Queen. He was just in the steam room. I don't know if he wore a towel or not, but I have to read you this message. Speaking of forced to listen, my wife was hilarious today. She said, since Luke is training Baby Yoda, doesn't that mean he has to kill Luke when the training is complete? ? And he says, I had to explain to her that only the Sith operate that way.
I actually think it was a really good question.
It sure was.
Very good job.
Also, so everyone knows I did ask permission to read that first, but, you know, I really think Jason's doing anything to get a little closer to Tom. That's my feelings. Which
his poor wife.
I told him it's totally fine as long as he brings baby Snips so I can, like, take a look at her.
The baby's name is Snips?
No, but he wanted to name her Ahsoka. My wife said no, so he calls her Snips. And now for me, her name is Snips.
That's right, I remember.
Like the cutest baby I've ever seen in my entire life. Do you remember, or is it like Ann Geddes or Ann Geddes in the 90s? Remember the babies like in the, like, they were like a pea or they were a little carrot or they were an apple or whatever. She looks like one of those little babies. It's adorable. Makes me, maybe Thomas, maybe we should open up our license again.
No.
Have a little baby.
We done.
We done?
We done.
But after this episode, I also want to have a little baby so I can carry him around in a little backpack.
Well, you know, you'll have to do that with your next husband. Because this husband won't be doing that.
Well, as my older son was doing today, he was counting the gray hairs that they've created that are now sprouting out in my hair. Or it's just more Dincobb is like bringing out my inner sexy. I don't know.
I feel like Dimcard. What's his name?
Dimcard?
Dim. Is it Din or Dim?
What is his name? The Mandalorian.
Yeah, Dincobb. Din.
Din and Cobb Vanth. Think of Benifer. It wasn't like Kenifer.
Anyway.
Or Zenifer.
What was the other one? Cobb. The Cobb guy?
Cobb Vanth.
Yeah, yeah. He got a lot grayer, huh?
He did. He also stopped eating even more. But, you know, I'll get him. Din will get him. He needs to eat. Eat, Papa, eat. That's what he needs.
You know, he needs to go where Goosey is.
And also, I have to tell you,
feed him.
I have to tell you, Thomas, you're disappointing everyone that listens with this. What did you say it was? I can't even remember. I don't even want to remember. But like, Dorkcon. What were you just saying? Defcom 1. I don't know what you were saying.
Dimcard.
Someone sound a little dim right now.
Talk about forced to listen.
I said this on Friday, but I really want to say again, thank you to everyone all day on Wednesday, a good chunk of Thursday. I had so many emails, messages, text messages, direct messages, Twitter call outs saying serving pink milk. I thought of you this whole time. People on the YouTube comment section. It made me feel so happy. Like that I get to share Star Wars with all of our listeners and all the Steam Queens and everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Like, it was just really made my day. It made my heart smile.
Very nice.
And I thought it was very lovely. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you for entertaining him during the day. I appreciate it.
Well, Thomas,
Yes, sir.
speaking of Dincobb,
Yes, sir.
we're going to start our afternoon here talking about Dincobb, and we're going to start at the back half of the episode
Okay.
to talk about these new couples. Can I buy you a drink? And the little line of, "Oh, Din, that smile, you can get away with anything. I love you."
Even with your helmet on.
And then Freetown, like it's the Palm Springs of Tatooine. It's been my new thing. Like it's just they're free to be gay. So we're going to talk about what it was like in the 90s and early 2000s being gay.
We are?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I think it was very different back then than it is now. But also now that we moved to the burbs, there's some like commonalities that have come back around. And you and I dated in the mid 2000s, and it was a very different time even then than it is now, 14 years later.
True.
So let's take people on a journey. Let's let people understand the true real life experience that Dincobb is about to go through, because I feel like Freetown, Mos Eisley, Tatooine is probably a little farther behind in the acceptance arena.
Okay.
A little more backwater, like the suburbs of Star Wars.
Okay.
So, what do you think? You ready? You want
I
to get
didn't
into
know this was happening. I feel like I just was ambushed with a surprise party.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I didn't know this was happening.
I love surprise parties. Kristen Wiig.
Kristen Wiig, Google it. Surprise party, Saturday Night Live. Good times. I love it.
You can also watch the shirtless 20-something twink doing the impression that Tom watches probably more than the
I
real
haven't seen that in
Saturday Night.
years.
He loved him. Even our son knew about him. You're watching him again? I'm like, yeah, your daddy's horny.
That's not... Good thing I'm here by contract.
So also real quick, everyone, before we get into this, I've been talking about this for days with Tom, that this is what we're going to be talking about, but he's forced to listen to me, I think, 24/7.
Sometimes it goes in my ear and out the other. Sometimes.
Oh, can you feel the love tonight?
Okay, come on, let's get to it.
Okay, so we open up. Did you see when Anakin Skywalker's little Naboo fighter flies down to the parking spot? The young kid, the young twink who's after an older daddy, he's hoping for a, what do they call them? A sugar daddy? Who Cobb's not interested in that because he's not interested in money. So this kid's also after the wrong sugar daddy. He blew away all of his spice money. He never needed to work again. He's like, yeah, I don't do that. I'm here to help people.
Okay, so when
The young kid was jealous of the new boyfriend coming in because he's heard about Din before, and he's like, oh, this is the one. This is my competition. Sometimes some of those young new gays come out and they're kind of bitchy, and they're like, I'm going to get that man from you old man. You know what I'm talking about? Sadly, it's true. Sometimes that happens. And I'm like, bitch, sit down. Daddy knows how to get this done. I've been doing this since the time you were a fetus. Move out of the way.
Tray up,
bitch. So anyways, Din shuts down fresh baby gay and teaches him a little lesson. Did you see Cobb Vanth smile when that ship was coming down? He knew his boyfriend was there. Oh my God, he radiated joy and happiness. It was much like the first time I saw you.
You know what? That's what I thought I was looking at when I saw it.
I'm sure.
And I just had my helmet on.
Always practice safe sex.
I was smizing.
Wear your helmets. Wear your helmets, kids. Wear your helmets. Prep or not. Wear your helmets. So anyways, and then Din offers him a drink and they go into a little bar on a date. Do you remember the first time, our first date? And we went to an Italian restaurant. We sat in the cold. It was October. It was very chilly. Tom looked like a whore getting ready to go out with his very tight shirt, a deep V, very tight pants. Honestly, everyone, I mean, he's still around for 14 years later, so we can all paint the picture of how good he looked. I was dressed up. I had a button-down shirt because I was like, oh my God, I love this person. I don't know him yet, but I think I'm already in love.
I thought it was going to be a quick dinner and I go out after. That's why.
Spoken like a true whore. Another reason that you're still here for 14
It was Sunday
years.
night, so I just the good old days.
I don't think I'm going to like this kid. He seems like Tom didn't like me for a long time. His idea of who I was, he thought I was snobby and bitchy.
I think we've told the listeners this many times.
But we have new listeners.
We'll go back to listen to the other episodes. I'm not sure which one it's on. It's probably on a few.
Or don't, because they weren't good. Anyways, okay. So we had a great date. Obviously, we're still together.
We did.
And instead of Tom going out to hook up with someone else, he's like, you know what, maybe I'm going to stick with this guy. And we went to another place to have like a beer before we left, and it was a straight bar. Or a straight restaurant bar type situation. And it was 2006? 2007? When did we start dating?
It was 07.
And it was just different times. We were in the middle of the city. Like we were in the center of the city. And we couldn't even hold hands back then. It was always very awkward to be on a date with another guy unless you were specifically a gay bar. It was very uncomfortable. And we didn't even get to have a goodbye kiss.
We had a goodbye hug.
We had a goodbye hug that looked like two brothers could have,
well, you know what? If I recall correctly, there was a gaggle of people right near us.
A gaggle of non-gays.
Right near us. It was cold. It was really, really cold out. And of course, pardon me. Take that out, Brian. But
that's what Tom thinks of when we think about straight people possibly kissing after a date. It's like,
wow. You didn't hear that from me. Wow, this is going to be a real shit show. But anyway.
Tom just cursed. Oh, my God.
Sorry.
Okay. Straight people who wanted to make out.
Yeah, no, honestly, it was really cold. I had a bit of a drive home, and you just kept trying to get me liquored up. So I'm like, we got to end this.
I was trying to get you liquored up. You're the
Irishman.
Irishman.
Kept saying, I know, but, I still had to drive home and be responsible. Okay. After you had a whole bottle of wine. And
back in the days when my husband drove a BMW. That was pre-me.
The rest is history.
Yeah, but we didn't even, I think we wanted to give each other a kiss. We were having a great day, but it was a time when you just couldn't do that. Like it was weird.
True. I mean, it was starting, but no. Yeah, it definitely wasn't what we have today. Yeah. I mean, we didn't have the shows. We didn't have, I don't even know if Ellen was really, I mean, she was kind of our first gay, to be honest. Yeah, kind of.
And Will and Grace was around, but Will and Grace, I understand from maybe more of a straight perspective how that show was really progressive, but honestly, it didn't do much for gay people. The fact that they were gay, it
had perpetuated the stereotype.
It did, and it had nothing to do with being gay.
No,
they were friends, and it felt like friends, and no one was ever really allowed to be gay unless you were Jack, because he was to the extreme, which goes back to how it was back then.
It was a very good show, though.
It was good. It was good. But it's almost like back then, sometimes if you presented yourself as that quote unquote super gay, that stereotypical just Jack, it was more acceptable because you were kind of a joke. And so then you were safer because no one could take you seriously, which is also BS, because anyone that wants to act like that, they should be treated totally seriously too. But it was just the times. For someone, now you would say we were cis. That didn't really exist back then. That language wasn't around. But it was more dangerous for people who didn't present themselves like that or didn't carry themselves like that. Was just more dangerous because it was threatening somehow. We were secretly stalking straight men to seduce, and I don't know what it was, but
we weren't as secret as all of those that came before us. 70s, 80s, early 90s.
Thank God for all those people.
But you were still, absolutely, thank you to each and every one of them for their sacrifices, for sure. And we benefited from that. But you were still kind of on the secret side.
Yeah.
So,
I guess when I watch,
or at least I was,
when I watch these Dincobb episodes, and we all know how I would like to just say here that I still decided and go with the fact that I was the first Dincobb. You can watch our YouTube videos, and I've been a Dincobb stan since day one. So I'm going to say the self-appointed Queen of Dincobb.
There you go.
Right here. I'm the self-appointed Queen of Dincobb. That was Madonna reference, Queen of Pop.
Okay.
Didn't work.
I understand it now.
Okay. We all know that I think Din is queer, and we totally queer code that whole show. But I still feel there's that scene when they go in, they're having their date with a drink, and Cobb Vanth, Din's looking for help. He's looking for foot soldiers. And he's like, I'd never thought you were one to let someone bully you, because to Din, he's like, but you're the out and proud queen. Like, you're the queer dude who's totally out. What are you doing? Like, backing down. I'm the closeted one. And here I am finally like getting out here to say something. And then Cobb Vanth says the cutest thing in the entire world. Like, that's the thing I like about you, Mando. You can get away with anything with that smile. Like, that is so damn gay. Like, they are a beautiful couple, and they are soon going to be married, raising Grogu together. But I like that it's Freetown, and here he is, Cobb, without his helmet on, and Din is still sitting in there on a date with his helmet, still hiding in Freetown.
Well, remember, good old Armorer just chastised him.
I used to like you, Armor. I'm looking at your pop figure over here and thinking about burning it. In my book now. Thinking about putting you on the little spigot, whatever.
It made no sense why she asked that question, but I'll leave it there.
Yeah, we'll find out why. I guess I'm sure.
We'll
circle back to that.
Please, we will have forgotten by then.
Not those of us who aren't forced to listen. We won't forget. It'll be like, I'll never forget this moment. It's going to sit there. It's one of those Star Wars moments for me that will always sit right there in the forefront of my mind. Because we've all been asked that. Did you come out? Do they know you're gay? Like your parents, when you're out to your parents, but your parents aren't ready for anyone else to know, and they're constantly, do they know you're gay? Do they know you're gay? That's how that felt to me. Did you come out? Did you come out? Did you come out? Because it's okay if I know, but don't let anybody else know. Don't mind. I don't. It's okay if you're gay. I love you anyways. You're still my child, but don't tell the neighbors. Nope. I have to sit across from them at the pew at church. Don't tell her. She'll tell everybody. As if which then acceptance and coming out, this is the difficult part of coming out that straight people I don't think about, the ripple effect that it happens, that we are now the shame and the stain and the family, and us coming out affects everyone around us. And as much as like families or friends sometimes accept you, they only accept you so much until it gets out too far into their world, and then you got to hop back in the closet. And how damaging that is to our self-esteems. It's hard. It's so incredibly hard. And for someone like me, it never really goes away. Like, I try, and I can find myself still dealing with some of that shame. Like, do you ever feel that way anymore? Because you've come a long way.
I mean, I did for years, for sure. But once I was a parent, once I became a parent, which was really later on in life, all of it just
5 years
became
ago.
Unimportant. And no, I could not. Because the example that I would be leading is that I was not being true to myself, and I knew that I would never do that to a child. So that was for me. So I'm not passing judgment. I'm just saying, that's when it changed for me.
So that was 5 years ago. So you were
can you imagine?
46.
So it was only really, exactly.
You lived in that cloud.
Brian, thanks for telling everybody.
Please.
Wah, wah.
Everyone wishes
Not
they looked as good as you do when they're 25.
Wow.
You're welcome.
Wow. See, I have it in the contract that he says all these nice things. No, I appreciate it, babe. Thank you.
See, people, I'm forced to tell the truth.
Well, then keep it up.
But that's 46 years of living in that. You came out when you were 25.
Yeah, I mean, to 30, I didn't even really, come out. I didn't even really know.
Really? That was like 25. Wow, okay.
Yeah, no, 25 maybe, I spent the 5 years, like, what is this?
On the DL. I'm bi.
I'm straight with an option.
Do you think
we didn't call it bi back then? We didn't know what
straight with an option. That's true. But like that's that's what's so heartbreaking about like some of my bi friends is like it's the step before being all the way gay. Like it's not respected by straight people. It's not respected by gay people. Like for straight people, bi women are okay because that means you can live the porn fantasy, which is
it's a lot more.
horrible.
Well, just that everybody knows it's a lot more accepted today being bi. Back then, everybody laughed. Of course, you're bi. Good for you. No one really believed it. It's the truth. They didn't. Right or wrong, they didn't.
And I'm just going to say we as a blanket statement as like gay men specifically look down on it because how dare you not come out? Like I'm going to sit over here and I have to deal with all this, but you don't have to do it.
That's true.
And that's not right. It wasn't fair. I hope I never acted like that. I don't think I did. I don't remember acting that way. I don't remember feeling that way. Do you remember back in the day if the conquest of sleeping with a straight man, how stupid is all that? But the conquest of doing that, how someone will talk about it and then they go back, or like you weren't even allowed. Like we had such hate in ourselves about ourselves because of all the things we've just been talking about, that like the idea of being curious and sleeping with someone going, you know what? That's not for me. I definitely think I'm straight. We couldn't even believe that. That meant you were a coward and you weren't out. Like, we've come so far because now I think being curious is just so much more acceptable as it should be. And I remember having people very upset with me. I'm like, why can you experiment with a woman and be gay and realize sleeping with women isn't for me because you're gay? But if you're straight and you actually have enough respect for yourself and gay people to try sleeping with a guy and realize it's not for you, why can't it work both ways? I remember just getting like really frustrated that it couldn't work both ways because I saw it as someone like being so honest and accepting of other people that they could try it out. You know? It was just, I don't even know where I'm going with that, but it made me think.
I almost got lost there myself.
Honestly, I did that on Friday night too. I get very distracted with Dincobb. I'm sorry. I can't even think straight.
Sure, it has nothing to do with
Wait,
age.
really? That went nowhere? It has nothing to do with the age?
It has nothing to do with the age.
But I can't even think straight.
What'd
Didn't
you
go
say?
anywhere. I guess Ben thinks I'm nuts too. Sorry, everyone. Puppy baby Ben Solo Barry is doing all right, though. So, Thomas, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Before we go into a break and start talking about being gay in 2022. How do you feel now in your person, in your 50s, versus you did in your 30s coming out? Like, why do you think it was hard for you back then, but easier for you now?
Well, number one, it was a different time. But I would say primarily I was just too concerned with what everybody else felt and what everybody else thought. And again, it was a different time and they did think those things.
Yep.
Now, I think society has warmed up. It's also gotten quite vocal. You know, so I think the people that are not accepting are louder than they were before in some ways. But I think there are more people that are accepting. But to me, quite frankly, I just don't care what people think anymore. I'm a parent.
Yep.
I'm a business owner. I'm busy. I don't rely on anybody for anything else. I'm busy. So I just literally don't have time to care about what you care.
Sit down and shut your mouth.
Sit down, shut up, and don't make me kill the bunny. Is that what the bus driver said on South Park?
Yeah, okay. I think so.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Hey, nobody bought our house. We did.
Yep.
So I don't care what any neighbor may think. You know, nobody's raising my children, but you and I.
And you know what else
So I don't care what anybody has to say.
You know what else happened with this house?
What?
Those people, there's a deed to this house with Mr. and Mr. Barry. Because we got married. Because we were loud and we were vocal.
1,000%.
You know, the one thing I will say.
And I'm grateful for all those people that helped.
Who came before us.
Who came before us and who actually helped make that.
I will disagree
reality.
with you on one thing, though. I don't think people are more loud now than people were. I think it's the same.
You do?
I just think it had been so long since we had heard those kinds of things yelled as loudly and as confidently as people seem to be able to do it now. Like, honestly, I forgot what it was like to be called an F slur. And you know what? Here, I'm going to say it right now, to be called a faggot. And I want that wince that every single one of you just felt when you heard that word. It should be that way. But people seem to think that it's okay to say it again. And it's really uncomfortable. I'm just walking down the grocery aisle and people feel that they can say it. Tom and I, a few years ago, were walking in Target and this woman walked up to us, pinche maricon, pinche maricon. And she was following us for like 5-10 minutes. Maricon.
I mean, we're talking like 10 years ago, though.
Yeah,
that was a long time ago.
But that stuff is happening again. Like, I don't think people really think that stuff happened. Or happens, you know? Like, it stinks. It's awful. But, you know, the truth is, it isn't really that way anymore. And I think sometimes, from my read, like, on social media, there is a younger queers, a lot of them in their 20s, who have a lot of things to say about older generations. And that they don't approve of the way certain people like our age say things. They don't like the way
Really?
they don't like the way our views are. It's not that way anymore. Remember when those people came at us a few years ago, and they're like, it's not that way anymore. That's what someone put in an email. I needed to stop because it's not that way anymore. And I'm like, you know what, honey? I've been out longer than you've been alive. So I'm really, and to me, I was just like, there is a group of people that there's a group of younger people that I think needs to respect what came before them. Because it was the people that came before them that allowed them to have the right to have a rainbow flag or their pronouns in their profile. And they have to struggle with those things too. I'm not saying it's easy for them, but when we were even coming out, when we first started dating, there was no way you could do that.
Oh, no.
Like, you just could not do that. It was not safe.
And transgender, all of that
was not safe at all.
It just wasn't safe. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, honestly, some of my trans friends back in the day, it was awful. It was awful. There was nowhere for them to go. Like, nowhere. We couldn't even go to a bar. We had to stay at people's houses because you couldn't even go to a gay bar back then. It's just disgusting. And we have come so far, but it was people who came before us. It was our generations. You know, we were really loud and really vocal. You know, it was the 90s and I was marching on the Capitol asking for marriage equality. You know, like that. But back then, it really wasn't going to happen. If we got punched in the street, you're at a pride parade and people spit on you, which happened plenty of times. People push you. You know what the cops used to do? Turn their back on you, because they were just doing a job. But a lot of them, not everyone, but a lot of them just turned their back. There was nothing you could do. When Matthew Shepard was killed, do you remember the narrative that the media painted?
Yep.
That it was his fault for hitting on someone? It was his fault that he was murdered and beaten. His fault. Like, I don't think younger people think that happened. It happened. And when you have an experience like that, that doesn't ever leave you. It shapes the way you see the world. As much as you don't want to see it that way, sometimes there's scars, and that's just how you live now. That's just how you live. Those defense mechanisms are there forever. You know, that's one thing that this podcast has brought me personally, is I'm so grateful for our straight identifying audiences that listen. Because I'm telling you, I know I've said this before, I never once thought that many people who were not gay would listen to this podcast. Because we talk about these kinds of things. Look what this episode is. How little we've talked about Star Wars. This is what we do. And people still listen. And it is something that's starting to change.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah, 100%.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And it's helped change me and the way I see things, but it's, you know, it's not all the way there now. But this is a great place to take a break and start talking about what it's like now versus back then.
Boom.
So we're going to talk about future Freetown, what Palm Springs and Tatooine is going to look like in another 20 years. You ready?
I'm ready.
You're going to get me another drink?
No. And we're back.
We're back.
Back.
Back to life, back to reality, back to the here and the now.
Is that how the words?
Yeah. And we're back to people yelling F slurs at us too.
Wow. Well, I haven't experienced that. I can't remember. Since your aunt and uncle, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Since my father in my house a few months ago.
That's not true.
No, it was. You don't remember that?
I think the only time it's ever been front and center was when your aunt and uncle refused to come to Thanksgiving.
Because they don't approve of our lifestyle.
Really? We'd been so many times together before, all of a sudden they didn't, you know. But anyway.
Mm-hmm. The one that they're...
We see you. That's all I say. We see you.
They're so Catholic.
We don't care about you.
Yeah, they're so Catholic, they can't do that. But so they can judge us for that. Meanwhile, she can open her legs to somebody else who's outside of her marriage and had caused all those problems in that relationship.
The adultery was okay. That's true.
Yeah, but God forbid you're gay.
And we don't even judge about that. Good for you.
Open up to anybody you want to. Just be transparent about it and treat your partner with enough respect to say, hey, you're not the only one that's been inside.
Oh. I didn't know this was that kind of episode.
This is an After Dark episode, apparently. Oh, my.
Wow.
Oh, my.
Wow.
So, anyways, the second half of this episode, we're with Luke Skywalker, little baby Grogu, and Din Djarin, who, my God, I love this character so much. He's figuring out who he is. And I have to be totally honest with you, Thomas. This last few years, I was just, before we left to break, how much this podcast has changed me. And it's really helped a lot. I've been opened up to more queer people than I probably ever have in my entire life, in a long time. Maybe not my entire life, but I've been exposed and my heart's been open to a lot more queer people. And queer people of a different experience because they didn't grow up in Phoenix, Arizona in the 90s. So it's like been really, really great. Different age demographics. You know, I speak to a lot of different kinds of people that I did. And I think the straight people have helped, but I've been in this place of transition this last few years, especially since we closed our adoption license. I feel like that closure of that license was this like final chapter to something. And while we're adopting kids, it's always so fluid and you don't know who's coming. There's so many people in your life that come with these kids that it doesn't even feel like your life in that moment. It's just everything is so crazy and it's so chaotic, right?
It's true.
You know what I mean? So you just don't even feel like yourself. You don't feel like you can land because the minute you sit down, the phone rings and someone's got to have a visit, or you get an email with a child profile that needs a home. So you've got to, and it's, you know, there's a lot. But
is that the Incredible Hulk out there?
Sometimes Mr. Pickle is like the Hulk. That's the secret. I'm always mad. But I've been in this place of transition of figuring out who I am now. We went through those experiences in the 90s. I was very out. I do feel as though...
Do you know who you are now?
No. What's my name?
Bill?
No. Brian. Thank God I have to say this every week.
Brian?
Like, yeah.
I thought it was Bill. That's all.
Oh. But, like, I went through all those experiences in the 90s. I do feel like I helped you come through those things because I was in my 20s. When
I owe you everything.
Oh, that's not what I mean. But I was in my 20s and like was also probably less patient because I went through a lot to come out and I lost a lot. And I was a lot less patient of other people that weren't where I was. And that's probably just youth and inexperience, right? But now, who am I again? We mentioned this last week. We lost a lot of friends when we had kids. And I don't know, some of them it was, I think in general, a lot of us, we heard a lot of why. No, do you remember that? Why?
I don't like this whole we lost. We just grew in a different direction.
Yeah.
You know, they would still be there if you wanted to do the same things they were doing. And, you know, they're still there.
Okay.
So I don't think lost is the correct words. It's just that we didn't have that. The glue was no longer the same.
Yeah. So I feel like I lost them because if that's all we were being able to go out and have a beer and that was it.
But you can still pick up the phone and call them if you'd like. Just the way
I
you're
guess
explaining it both last week and this week is like,
okay. Well, I don't know. That's how I feel.
I understand. I do. Okay. Go ahead. This is your show.
Oh, speaking of my show, Jack and Tom, our oldest son, said something. What were you guys talking about? You have
I was teasing the other day, and we were talking something about Star Wars, and I said, well, you know, I do have a podcast. You know, teasing, of course, because, you know,
that's how
I just show up. But anyway, that's what my son said. You don't have a podcast. You're just a special guest. And then I'm like, damn right I am. Because just in case everybody thinks I do something with the podcast, I gotta be honest, I do nothing. I just show up, I put the headphones on, I don't even set them out. Brian does everything.
You know what? I'm going to give you some credit.
Oh, give me some
credit. Because last week, something happened,
and
the podcast didn't come out on Wednesday. It was supposed to. I scheduled it, but something didn't happen, and you did move some files over to the cloud.
Well, I am an intelligent man. I can do a few things. I just, you know, my shtick here is just to show up. It's in the contract. Hey, I have so many responsibilities with so many other things in life. This is just great to just come and pop my fat ass down here at the table.
It's not fat. It's taunt and athletic, and it's like steel. Thank God.
That's true. I just felt like
Yeah, but anyways, like, I feel like I'm in this transition of what kind of gay am I now? Like, and I think Din is there. I think that's what this whole episode was about. Like, he doesn't have, honestly, you think about in season 2 of The Mandalorian when the Razor Crest got blown up. That was the universe telling him, you are different. You are no longer a bounty hunter. You don't need to live in your house. You are different. In the universe, the Force in this universe of Star Wars, the Force took it away from him and I didn't recognize that back then, but watching this episode this week when he goes to visit Luke, I'm like, the Force took that away from him and they gave him a connection to something else. There was only room for 2, him and Grogu, and that's where he's at in this life, and he's got to redefine who he is. He just came out and to be comfortable with who he is, and he's still not all the way there, but he's figuring it out. And I feel like for myself, I'm figuring it out, if that makes sense. Like, how do I live? I mean, Tom and I talked about this a lot. In my 4 walls, in my house, everything's perfect. I am so happy. This is everything I've ever wanted. And I am so grateful because I have a great husband. I have amazing kids.
You do.
I can even call him my husband. Like, that is, I know we probably say this way too much, but I can't believe it actually happened. I mean, I know Tom doesn't believe that it actually happened in a lot of ways. It just seemed so far-fetched. But once I'm outside of these walls, how do I engage with the world? It's very weird because I don't really have any gay friends anymore.
That's not true.
Not that many. No, I know, but not like I used to. Not like I used to know a lot of people, like a lot of people.
Well, you were in the restaurant business, so and it was a gay restaurant. So.
Yeah, and then the years before that, I was like a club kid. I've always just been around a lot of people, and now I'm not. And it's weird. And it's not that I miss it because I don't even want to go back, but it's like, how do I engage with the world now? Because when I try to talk to other straight parents, I always get the token you're a gay person. So like all the questions about being gay come up all the time. And that's fine, but that can't be all I am. And sometimes it feels like that's all I am.
Right.
And it's weird. It's tough. But do you, like, how are you, like, you are much more comfortable out here than I am, in all honesty, like out in the suburbs and dealing with all that.
I just think my secret is I really don't care. I just don't care. I don't care what anybody has to say.
I mean, I love that you. I
spent too many years caring, and now I'm just like, I don't really care. I mean, I am way too busy. I don't have time to wonder and not feel comfortable, to be honest with you. I've got 3 children. I have my own business. I'm busy.
Yeah.
I've got a house to run, so I don't have time for that.
I love that, and I think it's perfect. And the reason I ask you is because I think in this episode and in this time, I don't like these decisions that Luke Skywalker is making. I think he's busy worrying about what it is to be a Jedi, that he's lost touch with who he is and what he stands for.
Right.
And maybe I'm in a little bit of that right now, not like with what I stand for, but I'm just like I'm in this transition of how to present myself to the world again. I don't know why, and it's not a bad thing. I'm not, but I'm like, okay, things are a little different. But you are in the stage that Luke got to by the end of The Last Jedi, and I think he stopped caring because I don't think. How do you feel about the whole thing during the second act of the Book of Boba Fett with how Luke is treating Grogu?
Well, I didn't like it at all, especially at the very end when he was making him choose between a, Beskar and Beskar
or a lightsaber.
Shirt or a lightsaber. I thought it was stupid.
It was almost, are you a Mandalorian or are you a Jedi? Which one do you want to be?
I just thought it was dumb. What was the point of it? Let him have both.
Yep.
What was the big deal?
That's how I feel.
I mean, I just...
once
again, I found myself saying to myself, oh, that was unnecessary. That was just unnecessary.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was almost, you brought up the armorer and what she did to Din. Mm-hmm. It's almost like he's doing something similar to Grogu.
I mean, these people aren't thinking it through, really. They don't have a lot of them to begin with, but you want to be that picky? Why can't you have both? Wouldn't that be great that you could have a lightsaber and
I'm giving you my era snaps.
Yes, exactly. And a shirt to protect him. Wow, wouldn't that be great? Why would he have to choose two? And let me tell you, I could bet money on this. He's going to choose the Beskar. He's not
As he
choosing the
should.
lightsaber. Yeah.
So I had said...
I mean, I don't know why I feel that way. I just feel that way. He's going to choose that.
Oh, God, a lot of our listeners are going to be upset that I've corrupted you.
Why?
Because some of our friends are like how don't see it as a bad thing. They're like, Luke is giving him a choice. He's letting him decide what to do. I'm like, well, one, he's a child. You don't give a child a choice like that because children don't know what's best for their futures.
Give him a choice of what to eat.
Yeah, exactly.
Not this.
To me, this is how I'm reading it. I'm not here to say they're wrong, but I'm just like, I don't see it that way.
No, just kidding. Just kidding. Oh, do you mean the listeners? No, they're always right.
Steam Queens are great.
The writers are wrong.
But I feel like I had said this on Friday, so I'm curious of your take. Mm-hmm. Because like I said, Din has entered full father mode. Right. I think he's accepted the role of daddy, with Cobb maybe, has accepted the role of daddy, but hasn't accepted the responsibility of fatherhood. Does that make sense? Like, I think he doesn't know how to do it yet, and he doesn't trust himself. The armor is pushing him to be who she wants him to be. Luke Skywalker, I think, is gaslighting the hell out of Grogu with his whole little like, just so you know, a short time for you is a lifetime for somebody else. So, don't spend time with your dad because he's just going to die long before you will. And what a waste. But you could be a Jedi forever.
I thought that was actually a cruel statement. It might have been true.
It was very cruel.
But it was kind of a cruel statement.
It was really cruel.
Because he may not know that.
Exactly.
So.
Like it was, and what he's saying, don't love something because it's going to die. So instead, live an entire life not loving anything because it might go away. I agree with you. I think it's really, really cruel.
So is Grogu the same species as
Yoda?
Yeah. Oh, he is.
Yeah.
Oh,
we just don't know what that is.
Okay, and he just magically appeared. Where'd he come from?
Well, he was somewhere in the Jedi Temple.
Okay.
No, we didn't know he existed. All we ever had was Yoda and Yaddle.
So we don't even know how old he is.
50. Remember? Because we knew that from the first episode.
He's 50.
Mm-hmm. Because remember when Flava Flav...
Grogu and I are the same age.
Well, you're 1 year older than him.
Oh,
But anyway, like...
Kitty can scratch.
I feel that Luke Skywalker is after the same thing that the armorer was, and I think Luke isn't interested in who Grogu is. He's more interested in who he wants Grogu to be, and I think Din just loves Grogu for who he is.
Interesting. Both of them are considered a religion, right?
Uh-huh.
Huh. Okay. You couldn't be something else. Still be that religion. You got to be this.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And to circle back to our conversations earlier of what some of us as queer people have to deal with. Well, you can be out to me, but don't be out over here. Mm-hmm. And then inside our own community, there's a lot of, you can be this kind of queer, but you can't be that kind of queer. You can't do this, you can't do that. Like I've all of a sudden...
Maybe this is just life. Maybe that's just life.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make it okay.
No.
Like we should be confronted with these things and look at ourselves and are we doing something similar and move forward?
Is it really an okay or not okay thing? Maybe it's just a thing that defines who you are that says,
Maybe.
The question is, will you put up with it? You're going to put up with it?
There you go. And no, I don't think Grogu will. I don't. I think he needs his dad. And I think, which is what Din needs. And they need each other. And that's...
And we need another season, and we can't have a season honestly, 3 without... Or 4.
But like,
season 4?
Well, shouldn't Luke Skywalker, of all people... understand that he didn't have his father growing up.
He should.
Like he didn't have him. Shouldn't he?
But that was the prior Luke Skywalker.
100%.
That was the Lucas days, not the
well, Luke does
Disney days.
But Luke comes back at the end of The Last Jedi to the Luke Skywalker we knew when he force projects himself. Like he comes back to that. He understands the responsibility of fighting for something you love, not running away from it, which I'm here for. So I love all these steps there. I want to ask you a question as a father raising children with trauma. Mm-hmm. Because something else, 2 things. One, I didn't even pick up on, but our friend Chase did when we had our Kiki on Wednesday, and I think it was really fascinating. But Luke, do you feel that he asked permission to force, in quotes, Grogu to relive that trauma that happened during Order 66?
No.
Okay. I don't either. He's like, let me help you, and put his hand on his head, and little trembling Grogu was freaked out. So I was like, and then there's another thing, and I'll throw this at you too, and we'll talk about the whole thing. As they were walking through the forest, and Luke was talking to him about Yoda, he was lifting Grogu up to hurry him along.
Right.
And I felt that was really wrong too. Because he wasn't speaking to Grogu. He was having Grogu listen to him.
Well, how would they have done that scene then?
Luke Skywalker should have walked slower. Because little Grogu can't walk that fast because he's tiny. And Luke should have stayed pace with him. This wasn't Luke like running through the grocery store. We got to get this and get somewhere.
Right.
He was like trying to teach him. But I don't think he was teaching him. He was talking at him. And there's a difference between talking with someone and talking to someone, and Luke Skywalker is talking to him, because I don't think Luke is interested in Grogu as an individual. He sees him as a Jedi, and he's got to rebuild the school, and he's a Force user, and there's not a lot of them, and I don't know. How do you feel as a father? How do you think how do you phrase questions or phrase moments and opportunities for your children to talk to you about the trauma that they've suffered? How do you go about that?
Well, it's more like not at that moment. It's more a constant language that makes them feel comfortable to share it whenever the moment arises for them. So it's not even like, oh, we're going to plan it and this is what we... No, you start always. You can always talk about it, kind of thing.
100%.
Hopefully I do that well.
Right? That's what we can hope.
Yeah.
Because Luke Skywalker wasn't willing to wait. Nope, I have the power to make you remember right now. I'm going to put you through that. And I'm like,
that was also for the audience, though, honey. That was for us to know a little bit more.
But you know what could have been more interesting?
What
and would have been treated Grogu better?
What?
Grogu, do you want to talk about what happened in the Jedi Temple? And Grogu saying no. And maybe later in the story, for that purpose, Grogu could have felt comfortable enough to tell Din. And maybe he tells Din through someone else, because Din can't Force talk to him that way.
So Grogu was at the Jedi Temple?
That was Order 66. That's when all the Jedi were being killed.
Okay.
And then, but we don't know how he got out. But that would be a pretty traumatizing event, watching everyone getting shot, and then someone coming running towards you with a gun. And again, we don't know how he got out yet, but like, that's pretty traumatizing.
That's going to be interesting to find out how he got out.
I can see why he blocked those memories out, But I don't know, like, that scene really affected me as a dad.
Do you think we're going to see him talk?
I do, because I think Luke Skywalker, there was like in the tease of Master Yoda talked in riddles. Will you do that too? Or he says something along those lines. Okay. So, I don't think they should. Let that be a Yoda thing.
Well, is he always going to be 50 or is he going to grow up?
I don't know. Again, he can't be 100 because then Din will be gone, as he said. But here's the deal. He is 50. Let's talk about one of our kids in particular who came at one age but emotionally was not there. They're there now, but they had went through so much abuse and had so much trauma that I think some of these kids kind of, their only way to make it through it is to shut parts of themselves off. And then so they don't have that same amount of years to grow. Well, what if Grogu already knows how to do all those things and he just kind of shut it off and has forgotten? Think about Michael. He didn't really talk because he was afraid to talk, so he didn't really talk. Now that kid knows a lot of words and you can't get him to stop. Which is wonderful because we knew when he didn't really like to talk.
Right.
Maybe that's something Grogu's going through. Maybe he will talk once all those walls are he feels comfortable enough to let them down.
Maybe.
Which would be interesting. Is it going to lose any charm, though, if he starts talking?
Maybe. I'm curious to see what he has to say. What his voice is going to be like. Will he talk in riddles?
I hope not.
Will he be wise?
Let that be a Yoda thing.
Okay. Alrighty.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, like, do you have any advice to some of our younger queer audiences who are possibly going through some of those things that we went through coming out. These times are different. But like we said, maybe they're kind of coming back around to what we were used to. Hopefully it doesn't last.
If I would come across somebody who's younger, who's going through all that, I would say be easy on you. Be forgiving of yourself. And realize it all really just starts between your head anyway. So it really is. I mean, yes, those external factors are there. Yes, if you're living at home, that's hard. You just have to buy your time and create your way.
Yep.
And that's the truth. But most importantly, be easy on yourself. Most of the stuff happens between your ears. And that's, for every single thing in your entire world, it all starts between your ears. So if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you won't. So.
Yep. And it doesn't make...
That's my philosophy.
No, I think it's great. And it's not to dismiss what's being said to you or the environment, but like at the end of the day, it's up to you. And you have to find your way. Do what you need to do to get through those moments when it's really, really hard. Even if those are extended moments, you know what I mean? Figure it out.
Hey, I didn't say it would be easy.
Yep.
Nothing in life worthwhile is ever easy anyway. So,
and I think it's more, I feel very, it's more rewarding once you're out of those things to know that you made it through. Because honestly, those of us who have been through really traumatic things, right? We know we made it through that. We can make it through anything. That's how I feel about a lot of things a lot of times. I'm just like, I made it through some of the stuff I went through. I can make it through anything. And it helps comfort me when I'm in a down moment. Because I'm like, you know what? I'm really down right now. But I'm going to come through this because I always do. And it's great, And I think other people who might not be going through something in this moment, even if they're well-intentioned, should remember that other people are going through things sometimes. And I think there's times where they're like Luke Skywalker and try to force people to talk about things that maybe they don't want to talk about because they feel that they should have an opinion or they feel that they should say something. Well, sometimes some people can't. Sometimes talking about other people's trauma brings up trauma that they've already been through that they just can't emotionally go through and don't want to talk about and don't want to deal with the repercussions that might come if they voice about something. I think that stuff's important for people to remember.
Agree.
But yeah, thank you for listening to this Pink Milk episode, not about Star Wars.
Yeah, thank you for having me again.
Again, thank you for listening, everyone. If this is your first time here, welcome. Don't forget to head on over to Apple iTunes and leave us a written review there. If you're still on Spotify, you can leave us a review there, even though I don't understand how the review system works because I can't find any reviews. Found them once, can't do it again. So I don't know what's happened over there on that little green icon. Follow us on YouTube at Pink Milk Podcast and watch us on Fridays. What do you think? Tom is there sometimes. We know that he's now naked.
I'm a special guest star.
And until next week, we're very excited for the final chapter of the Book of Boba Fett here coming up this week. So until next week, Thomas, are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's drink up.
All right, let's drink up.
Drink up.
Hello there, Pop Pop.
Hello there.
How are you?
I am well. Thanks for having me.
Happy end of the weekend.
Nah, let's do this over.
Who needs a towel in space?
Well, I mean, if you're sitting at home, why do you have to wear anything anyway? Right? I'm being told to keep it going. Put that in your...
Hello there, and welcome to Pink Milk, your Star Wars podcast for us superfans.
And those of us who are forced to listen to them.
Today is someday, and someday we're going from gays in the 90s to the gays in the 2020s. Are you ready, Thomas?
I'm as ready as I'll be.
It's that time to drink up.
I feel like I'm bored, though.